Hello guys, so in this video we're going to learn about how you can collect some funds for your ventures. Okay, so now that you've created your product, now that you've designed and built the product to be market ready, so it's time to get some funds. Okay, so let's get rolling. So here we're going to learn about some typical sources of your funds, okay, if you're a new venturer. Okay, so number one would be bootstrapping, number two, friends and family, then you got small business grants, number four, bank loans, number five, incubators and accelerators, number six, angel investors, number seven, venture capital, number eight, form a partnership, number nine, bartering, and number 10, commit to a major customer. Okay, so now that you know about these typical sources, we're going to cover them a little bit more in detail. Okay, so what is bootstrapping? So bootstrapping is the most common form of money collecting strategy for startups. What they do is in this mode, your startup venture is a side hustle. Okay, so you keep your day-to-day jobs, or you keep your other business venture, whatever you're doing, and you save some money out from that venture. Okay, and then you invest it back in your new startup venture that you're working on right now. Okay, and in this mode, what happens is you have full control on your money. Okay, on your company, and the only drawback is it takes a lot of time, because you don't really have the necessary funds. I mean, if you have it, then it's fine. Otherwise, it takes a long amount of time for normal, like everyday entrepreneurs, average entrepreneurs. Okay, so number two is friends and family. So in this stage, what happens is you collect money from your friends and your family members. Okay, so what is it? Basically, you tell them that you've got a venture going on and you need this amount of funds, and you're really committed to it, and they trust you and they help you out. Okay, so what happens is this is usually in the early stage fundings, okay, seed stage, and it's a quite low amount, it's not too much, and I mean, you still have full control on your company, and it shows that you're committed. Okay, since you have investment from your trusted ones, right? That's the thing, guys. So number three is small business grants. Okay, so small business grants is basically where you collect funds from local organizations, where local organizations are trying to help communities to grow. Okay, and most of these small businesses, or let's say big businesses, gives you this kind of funds, okay, to help you accelerate. Okay, so it's always probably in the form of a competition, or you have to pitch it to them like, yes, I have this thing, and they will probably help you out without any return, without any gains, or sometimes they can keep a little bit of equity. Okay, so when I was in London, I applied for these funds by Santander, and it was amazing. Basically, they gave me an opportunity to pitch our idea to them, and I was like, why would they pay us this money? I was kind of shocked, right? But then I figured out about these small business grants, because they want to help the community grow as well. Okay, they want to give back to their community. Okay, so some of the sources of funds here, if you live in America or if you live in United Kingdom, doesn't matter, there is FedEx company all over the world, right? So they've got these small business grants. You could go up to their website and look up the terms and conditions. Then you've got the Bell Fund. Then if you heard about the SoftBank robotics company, SoftBank company, basically they have these innovation funds going on all the time. Then there are social enterprises. All of these, I think you just look it up. Okay, you just need to look it up in different websites. You just need to talk to the people in your community about these funds. Okay, just go up to the entrepreneurs who've already got into these. Okay, so this could be very helpful to you. Okay, now the other one is bank loans. Okay, so bank loan is basically when you seek a loan from a bank. Okay, so you have to show your business proposal. Basically, that means you have to show them your business has potential, it can generate funds. Okay, it would require your financial forecast, and sometimes what happens is you have to show them your assets and guarantee. Okay, because the thing is, businesses would invest in you by knowing that you have potential, right? I mean, just think about it. Why would they give you money? It's other people's money, right? So you have to give them the guarantees, the assets, and the financial forecast in the form of a business plan, which is very important, basically. Okay, then the other source could be for you is incubators and accelerators. Okay, so here, incubators, some of the notable ones I've given you some pictures here is Y Combinator, Star Bootcamp. So what are these things, right? So these are the places where is like a company where they help you grow your startup. Okay, they take a little bit of your company in exchange for a little bit of capital investment. Okay, so it could be, let's say, we tried going to this one startup bootcamp where they take like 10% of your company in exchange for £15,000 or something like that. Yeah, that's the thing. So here are some of the examples. They take a percentage of your company in exchange for the capital funds. Okay, and you get to have mentors and guides, and you get a lot of resources. Sometimes they give you places. Okay, and it's actually very good in the early stages. I mean if you have like potential, they will help you to grow. Okay, so it is very important because when you're in the early stage, you don't really have all the necessary skills and experiences, right? For example, for me, I didn't have all the experiences. I've been learning it. I'm still learning it. Okay, I am still applying to a lot of accelerators because I need some startup funds as well, because I just recently graduated and I'm working on this business and that business. I'm working on this as a side hustle, and I want to provide value to you, so that's why these creations of these courses. Okay, now the others ones could be Techstars. It's in Silicon Valley in United States of America, and then Entrepreneur First, they have their branches in London, and then they have their branches in Singapore, but they're growing. Okay, recently the co-founder of LinkedIn joined their advisory board. Okay, which is great, by the way. And then you got angel investors. Okay, so angel investors is basically these are the people who have earned a lot of money in their ventures in the early stage in their career or something, and then now they have a running business and they have funds to invest. Okay, so they're called private investors. Okay, so they usually give you funds in your seed stage. Okay, so these are established businessmen in your community or in the country or in the world, basically, and they would take they would give you the funds in exchange for equity. Okay, and they usually fund you for so they usually give you funds for about like 10 years, and when you, let's say, have a good exit strategy, what they do is they get a good amount of return. Okay, so when you sell your company or when you make your company public, so they usually get like a 500 to 600% in return. Okay, so which is quite good. That's why they invest, and they keep generating more money and more money. And usually in this stage, you have to show them that you have potential. They usually invest in the founders, not the company by itself. Okay, because sometimes you can have a great idea, but if you don't have the commitment, if you don't have the potential to actually generate that revenue, do you think you're gonna get the funds? No, right? That's the thing, guys. So the other one could be venture capitals. The other one would be venture capitals, where these are basically the large rich people. What happens is they invest their money to finance firms. Okay, firms. And what happens is these firms, they invest in other people. Okay, basically your ventures invest in you or potential company which has great potential. And what happens is they would invest other people's money, so those businessmen's money, on you if you have a great idea, if you're really committed to it. Okay, so they usually give it you for a long term as well, probably 5 to 10 years, and these are in the later stages of your startups, maybe in the series A, B, C, all those rounds. Okay, and the other source could be to form a partnership with a company. Okay, so partner with other companies to it's usually service based. You give them you provide them value in exchange for a bit of equity or a bit of startup capital, or you could merge with them. So this could be a good source of funding. Okay, if you're actually solving a problem in the similar sector, instead of competing with them, you could merge with them. You could what do you call that thing? You could synergize. Yes, that's the term. Then other source would be bartering. Okay, so what is bartering? It's like forming a partnership, and what happens is here you exchange something for something. Okay, it's like from the old age, you exchange probably a product for a return of capital, or probably networking, probably connections, all of these things. So this is what bartering is. You could exchange your office space for your assets or something like that. Okay, it's all about providing value to the other person, right? Then it is dynamic. Okay, then the last source here today for our topic is commit to a major customer. Okay, this is how you could get a lot of funds as well, because I mean, this is how you could get your venture going, because if it's a major customer, if it's a big customer, you'd be selling them directly, okay, and you're committing to them. Okay, that's how you're building up a great relationship. And once you do that, what happens is you have the necessary funds, you have the necessary strategies in place once you keep growing, and what you could scale afterwards once you get the experience and stuff, right? So since you're in the early stage, so that's why I put this thing on this topic. Okay, so it could be a company or organization, and that's how they would be able to help you guys. That's how they'll be able to help you. Now some of the other things you need to learn is cash flow. Okay, it's very important for you to understand the cash flow for your business. Okay, the thing is, cash flow is all about how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. Okay, that means how long can you go without the money, how long can you do it from yourself, and what would happen if you don't get the money. Okay, so this is usually a very important question when you go to apply for fundings and stuff. What happens is you need to answer this question to the investors, to the panels, that what would you do if they don't give you the funds. Okay, I mean, you have to show that you're committed, you have to show that you're not going to give up, you have to show that you are going to find another way. Okay, so once you're able to show all of these ways, you can accommodate the necessary funds. Okay, so I hope you get all these funds, guys, and with that, I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and bye bye, take care.